Growing up, I was told this very simple story about where our clothes come from. I was told that they were made in faraway places by these other people. And these people needed the work, and somewhere, someone was taking care of these people. So the best thing that we could do was just keep buying more. There's just one problem with this story. It's not true.
An 8-story building has collapsed.
Scenes of disaster in Bangladesh.
Hundreds of workers ran for safety to the upper floor.
Hundreds are dead, hundreds more might still be buried alive.
More than 100 garment workers killed in an inferno over the week.
Killing more than 1,000. And a few months before that, a factory fire killed more than 100.
With the events at Rana Plaza, it was now the case that 3 of the 4 worst tragedies in the history of the global apparel industry had happened in the last year.
They travel around the world, they try to find a place that'll make it, and sometimes working conditions, become secondary to getting the product at a price.
We are looking at the slave trade, what is going to be regarded as the slave trade of the future. So if we're buying into it consistently, without any acknowledgement, without any trouble, I really think we have to ask ourselves what we're doing.
People have a preference to remain ignorant. So even though they actually care about something like sweatshop labor, they actually will make an effort not to know about it.
Well, I think one of the great problems is that the big brands and the big retailers in the West have been able to outsource their production, and therefore they think they've outsourced the responsibility.
In the last 55 years, the United States has outsourced more than 98% of all clothing production to developing countries. This has created historically low prices and has rapidly increased consumption.
This consumption of goods is a response to our disconnect between the product being created by a person.
Instead of 2 seasons a year, we practically have 52 seasons a year. So we have something new coming in every week. And fast fashion has created this so that it can essentially shift more product.
The world now consumes more than 80 billion pieces of clothing a year, creating a multi-trillion-dollar annual industry known as fast fashion. As we consume more, we're using more resources and generating unprecedented amounts of waste.
Fast fashion is about producing with little regard for the workers that make it and little regard to the environment from which it's come from, in terms of both the natural resources and the chemicals used to produce it.
The actual business model is completely unsustainable and unethical, and no matter how you look at it, unless you change that model, you can't change anything.
I'm setting out to make a film that's about more than just a problem. I'm interested in how we got here, but also where we could go moving forward.
You have got access, you've got power, because you sit in the rich world. You sit in the centers of consumption, the centers of Western capitalism.
I think we, as citizens of the world, have a responsibility to care who is making these products and what we're putting them through by demanding these prices.
We can't control the environment that we came into, but we can make a difference stepping forward.
We have a really, really strong opportunity right now that we can take fashion and we can use fashion as a tool for development. We can take communities out of poverty.
Whether you are a consumer or a designer or a brand CEO, you're still a citizen. So each one of us has the power to do something.
This is a game-changing moment.